It's Tuesday, yes indeed, Tuesday the 2nd of November 2021. Welcome along to our little almost daily. Well, it has been daily up to now, hasn't it? Now and again we might miss a day, but don't worry too much about that. Have you sorted out your Christmas dinner? We've had reports here in the UK that we might be short of a few bits and pieces. I personally think it's the media once again bringing bad tidings to us all. I just get fed up with the news. All it is just miserableness and no happiness at all. But we have the answer for you. If you are concerned you're about to run out of turkeys or anything like that, boys and girls, fear not. Heinz, the staple of British life. Heinz is coming to the rescue, and thank you very much to Vera for sending this in. Here is the picture. If the warnings of a turkey shortage this Christmas have got you in a flap, fear not. Heinz have a backup plan, and it's not baked beans. It's not baked beans. There was a time, I got to tell you, where I would not eat anything other than Heinz baked beans. As time gone on, I've kind of got used to having any baked beans. My actually personal favourite now is HP baked beans. I think it's HP. Oh, hang on a minute. Or is it Cross and Blackwell? Oh, I can't remember now. I haven't got a tin here. I've got them up at the caravan. Sorry, the Luxury Waterside Media Centre. Branson's, that's it, Branson's. My personal favourite at the moment is Branson's baked beans, which are really tangy. Lovely, lovely flavour to them. But there was a time where I would absolutely refuse to eat Heinz baked beans. But now I'm quite happy to go into Aldi and buy the really cheap cans in there. But they have come to the rescue, boys and girls, as they always do. They always do. It says Heinz have come up with a Christmas dinner soup with big chunks of turkey as well as sprouts and stuffing. And I'm gonna say, have a look at this picture. I think it looks quite appetizing, to be honest. If I wasn't a dead if I was a dead animal eater, I think I might like that. Doesn't look horrible, does it? Look, it's all in there. It's all in there. That's going to cost you £1.50. That okay? It includes roast potatoes, which can you see those in there? I can't see the roast potatoes, to be honest. I see the bit of stuffing. That's got to be stuffing, that big round thing in the middle. Let's have a look. Roasties, pigs in blanket. Well, I can see those. That's the sausages wrapped in bacon, gravy and cranberry sauce. £1.50 that's going to cost you. Okay, but there will only be 500 cans available, it says here. Why would you make only 500 cans of those? Where are you supposed to find those then? That don't sound many to me, does it you? It says Heinz might make more next year if it's a success. I'm sure that will be a success. And even if you don't have it for Christmas, you can have it another time, can't you? Eh? Especially if you're living on your own. You know, you fancy a little bit of a treat, get a can of that out. Oh, absolutely. I'm a big fan of vegetable soup. Yeah, again, I just buy whatever's available, whether it's Heinz or the Aldi equivalent. Lovely, nice bit of vegetable soup. And some chunks of bread. Do you like that? Do you eat soup at all? What about tomato? Heinz cream of tomato soup. And again, Aldi make a very, very good equivalent. There's nothing wrong with it. It's very tasty. I do like vegetable soup. Do you like soup at all? Do you make your own? There was a time where I made my own soup, believe it or not. Vegetable soup. I used to make a tomato soup. Yeah. That was lovely. Lovely. Can't be bothered to do that. It's so easy to open a can, isn't it? And besides, if you make your own soup, there's nothing to recycle. You know, we've got to keep these people in work. You know, dear old people along that conveyor belt pulling out the bits of metal and whatever else they do. Anyway, Heinz isn't only the one to try the can Christmas. In 2013, retailer Game, who I've never heard of, launched a Christmas tinner for gamers too hooked to their consoles to bother cooking. I mean, that's just awful, isn't it? But there are people around like that, quite a lot of them. People who are so hooked, so addicted to their computer games. They can't leave them, not even for dinner. I think it's terrible. It's just as bad as smoking, isn't it? Anyway, it says that particular one had a top layer of scrambled egg and bacon, above a layer of fruity mincemeat, a middle layer combining turkey and trimmings, and a layer of Christmas pudding in one can. I don't think that would have worked. I wonder how well that one works. It says, this is in the Daily Mail, incidentally, a survey for Heinz by Optimum found that 42% would eat Christmas dinner more often if it didn't take so long to cook, and 36% would have done it more if it wasn't so expensive. So will you be trying that? If you can get hold of a tin of that, would you eat it? Would you? I must say, if they replaced the sausages and the bits of turkey with some sort of vegetarian substitute, perhaps chunks of corn or something like that, I wouldn't hesitate to buy a can of that and try it. That looks absolutely delicious to you. Maybe you have tried something like that, but would you try that Heinz Christmas, what's it called? Big Soup Christmas dinner? Would you try that? Stick your answer in the comments there, or you can send an email to the show if you want to, if it's a little bit longer. chris@unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk is my email address. Do you make your own soup, perhaps? I went to my friend's wedding, Matt and John. That was back in sort of, was it June, July time? They had a lovely wedding. But the vegetarian stuff, one of which was a curried lentil soup, which was supposed to be this. I really didn't like the sound of that. It just didn't sound right to have a curried soup. Perhaps I should have tried it. I could have always just left it. I don't like to leave food. I could have always just left it. But curried lentil soup didn't really appeal to me. Eh? Do you like? Come on, what soup do you like? Put it in the comments there. Mushroom soup. How about that one? Cream of mushroom soup. Used to have oxtail soup a lot as well. Yeah, that was all right at the time. Anyway, there's an idea for your Christmas dinner. It says the cans are available at heinztohome.co.uk/Christmas. So write that down again. heinztohome.co.uk/Christmas. And it's £1.50 plus postage and packaging. I mean, I would try it, but if there's dead animals in it, I won't eat it, I'm afraid. So there we are. Just an idea for you there. Just an idea for you. Hope you're well on this Tuesday. I did my washing yesterday. I don't know if I mentioned that I'd done my washing yesterday morning. I think I mentioned it on the radio show. And I checked old my Amazon device. Is there any rain today, Amazon? And she said, no rain, is in a very, very authoritative voice. Yeah, she's like a proper newsreader. Not like some of these reading the news now. Very wishy-washy, dear. Very wishy-washy. You and she speaks and you do. She's got one of those voices. And anyway, she was convinced me it wasn't going to rain. So I did my washing early in the morning. By the time I finished the radio show, it was bright sun and I hung it out. I walked to the swimming pool. Absolutely no rain whatsoever. I went swimming. As I came out, I thought, oh, it's a bit grey here. And literally immediately, it started pouring down with rain. Washing, hanging online, all wet now. Wonderful, isn't it, eh? And the last few days, they've completely got that weather forecast wrong. Sunday, I think I mentioned to you yesterday. Sunday, they said there was going to be rain all morning from about 8 o'clock. All morning, right the way through until 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Well, I left here at about 10:30 to go to church. About 10 past 10 to go to church. And I took the car out because they said it was going to be raining. No rain whatsoever at all yesterday. Sunday. And then yesterday, she said there was going to be no rain at all, and it poured down. Not 2 or 3 times it was. 2 or 3 times it poured down when they said there was going to be no rain at all. You can't rely on this weather anymore, can you? I'm very pleased to tell you, I managed to get the battery done in my little key fob. Very, very impressed with myself with that in the Toyota key fob. I'm sorry, nearly £4 for a tiny, it was one of those little flat round batteries. £4 that was. I went into Halfords to get it. Well, I mean, where's the staff? There's one young girl on a till. You can't find anyone else in there. Halford's in Bracknell. And down the back, they've got like this parts section. And I'm standing there waiting, and there's no one around. No one around, and another bloke. I said, is there any other staff in here apart from her on the till? And he said, well, we can't find anyone. I must have stood there a few minutes. And then as I walked round, of course, someone else came, and the other bloke collared them. And then he came round, and he found the battery, fortunately. But it was £4. Now, interestingly, the battery had been packed in a little Halford, single battery, a little Halford's packet type thing. You know, but when I got home, it looked like they'd bought a load of batteries, cut them up, and put them in their own packaging. So I don't know what's going on there. It was, I'll tell you what sort of battery it was. It was a flat battery. I've got the, where is it now? I've got the number here. You'll probably know it. If you do cars, some of the blokes here do cars, I know that. It was a battery 2032. Was it CL, PL, something like that? 2 letters at the beginning, and two or three letters maybe at the beginning, and the number was 2032. So a flat round battery. But how they got the audacity to charge £4 for one of those is outrageous, isn't it? You find stuff is getting more and more expensive. Anyway, battery done, I'm very pleased to say. Bulbs are done. They're now all in the garden. No more bulbs to do now. I put so many bulbs in the garden this year, but I haven't done them for years. You know, I just kept buying bulbs. So hopefully we'll get a nicer spring display and coming up at different times. You don't want them all coming up at the same time. Otherwise they all come up and then there's nothing for the rest of the year. I choose bulbs that come up at different times, you see. And that's it. Went round to my mate's house last night. He's a lot better now, I'm pleased to say, Ronnie. And I took over, I haven't got it up here with me, my laser. I've got this laser thing, you know, like a green light. Very powerful it is. Very powerful. I took that round there last night to play with the cats to see if they would play with it. Not interested. Not really that bothered by it. They're not chasing it around. Unlike my sister's dog, who... She's no longer got the dog Bison, which was a lovely Rottweiler. This thing used to go mad for that. I mean, literally knocking over the Christmas tree. I had great fun with it, much to my sister's displeasure. Mind you, the more I displeasure her, the happier I am usually. She used to, stop marking around with the dog. You're winding him up. He used to love it, this dog, chasing this little green light around. I must take it up there this Christmas. Have some more fun with the 2 new dogs. Merlin will go mad. He's a Rottweiler as well. She's got Rottweiler Merlin. And the other new one, Dougal, who's a Springer Spaniel. See how they get on with it. But if you ever got one of those, don't ever shine it in their eyes. That's just nasty. You do terrible damage to not only to animals' eyes, but to children's eyes as well. I remember giving it to great nephew Harry. He wanted to play with it. I said, whatever you do, Harry, do not point it ever in anyone's eyes, animal or human. You know, very, very dangerous. All right, I'm going to see Auntie Brenda a little bit later on for a little bit of lunch, so very much looking forward to that. Some of your messages coming in then, gang. Thank you very much to George Bond, who writes, I don't watch Doctor Who. I find it too scary for me. Do you really, George? I mean, it's only a programme, darling. You know, it's only a little bit of fun on the telly. It's only a bit of fun on the telly. By the way, why? I think you're taking the mick a bit using my logo, aren't you, on your channel? Change it, please. Little bit upset by that, George. Do you think you could change it? That's a bit naughty, using my logo on your channel. That's a bit much, isn't it? I know I've said before I don't mind you using my bits and pieces, what I have, but to actually have my logo as your channel logo, I think you need to change that, my friend. I'll give you a week to do that. Thank you very much, if you don't mind. Change the logo, dear. Because the trouble is, people will log on to YouTube. Well, they won't know if it's you or me if they see that. So you've got to have your own logo there. All right, George? And he says, we had the tornado where I live, Chris. It blew my archery target down and blew lots of trees, the park near where I live. Well, I doubt it was a tornado. If it was a tornado, you would have house left, mate. Remember, the Wizard of Oz, where up to see the wizard, the wonderful Wizard of Oz. A care of a whiz, 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 whiz. Follow the yellow brick road. Yeah, that one. That is a tornado. A few trees down and your archery thing is probably a quick gust of wind. Gusts of winds can be very dangerous, George, as long as it's not a tornado. Don't want you to be blown away, my love. The only thing I want blown away is my logo off your YouTube channel, if you don't mind. Thank you very much, George. Shall have to be having a word. I shall have to have a serious word of your nan. I think I'll have to. Where's Lily? I'll have to have a word with Lily. She'll understand. She'll understand. Thank you, George. I appreciate. Thank you in advance for removing my logo from your thing there. And Daniel, you remember the girl? Daniel comes along. He comes every week now, Daniel, and he has a good time, which pleases me. I have to tell you, if someone's had a good time, I'm very pleased. That's what it is to me. It's not getting the wages. It's making someone happy because of something I've done by the end of the night. And he's been coming the last few Fridays and he's having a whale of a time. Anyway, he was on stage and this girl jumped onto the stage. And she was a lovely girl, don't get me wrong. And she was waving her ass all over the place, weren't she? Not naked, but nevertheless, when there's someone... No, I don't think... Was it Daniel on the stage or was it someone else? I can't remember now. But anyway... you can't come onto the stage when there's someone performing. Whether it's Shirley Bassey, or Maureen. It's irrelevant. Irrelevant who it is on the stage. It's very unfair to come on a stage when it is someone else's spotlight. That's why they're there, to have the spotlight for a few minutes. Same as myself. Don't make lies about it. That's why we're there. We want a little bit of attention for a time. And for those few minutes, that is their attention, not someone else to come onto the stage and take the attention or try and take the attention away from her. Anyway, I asked her to get off and she wouldn't get off, so she got chucked out in the end, as Daniel noticed. Daniel says the poor girl had to be escorted outside by the manager near the end for going too far. Yeah, I think she did, didn't she? Oh, well, that's just how it goes. All right. Anyone been to Benidorm? I just want this other story as well here. It's in the Metro, and they reckon it's been a while, but there's finally a party atmosphere in Benidorm. Have I got any maracas in here? No maracas. Let me think. How can we... La la da da, off to sunny Spain. El Viva España. La da da. Flamenco dancers. If this was a big production... At that point, flamenco dancers would have come on then. But I've got a flamingo. Is that sort of the same sort of thing? I've got my flamingo here, as sent by the lovely Denise Andrew. Isn't he lovely? Mwah. That's the only kiss I've had this year. That's the first kiss I've had this year on the lips from a bloody flamingo. I ask her. What can you do? Anyway, it says, after 20 long months away, British tourists are flooding back to Benidorm and business owners could not be happier. Well, I should think they are happy. They must have been some businesses gone out of business, and also others sort of kind of teetering on the edge of it, just about saved. It says now testing rules for fully vaccinated travellers have eased and clubs are permitted to stay open until 7 a.m. Oh, I couldn't do that again. I think midnight's my limit now. By midnight, I think it's time for us to go home now. But the young people are just coming in. Well, it's probably early for them. Coming into a club at midnight. They don't get there till 2 in the morning. What do they do before then? What do young people do before they go out? I mean, do they just not get up until 10 o'clock at night? I don't know. It said the party hotspot is making up for lost time. One bloke here is 55. He owns the Bulldog pub in Benidorm. Told the Mirror, at last the Brits are back. Benidorm is alive again. The atmosphere is amazing, and I'm sure it is. Have you ever been to Benidorm? Is that your sort of holiday type thing? I imagine it just like a do sort of nothing holiday, really, where you would just go perhaps and just get drunk and lay on the beach and I've wrong button there. Lay on the beach and that sort of thing. Probably not my sort of thing, really. Anyway, thanks for watching the show today. Hopefully have another one for you tomorrow. Don't forget any comments at all, just leave them in the comments section. If you want to, you can send an email, chris@unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk. Don't forget to join me for my radio show. That's on every morning, boys and girls, between 9 and 10 o'clock. Reachonair.com is where you'll find that, all right? Reachonair.com. Enjoy your Tuesday. Thanks for watching and listening. Cheerio.